Hi there guys, this little video I'm recording this morning is about the Skywatcher Star Adventurer, the motorised mount for both camera and scope, and of course it can take the two together or two cameras together. Marvellous piece of kit by all accounts. I haven't opened up yet, which is what this little video is going to be about, is opening the box. Now I bought the whole caboodle in the UK for £275, including VAT. And later on in the video, or at the end of the video, I'll sort of do a comparison with that price for the US and for Thailand. Okay, so it really is, or it does appear to be, one hell of a piece of kit. So you'll have to bear with me. I'll open everything up and see if everything's there and how it all fits together. Okay. Now everything you see on the table here is what my son brought over from the UK. Now then, let's run through it briefly. This is the main unit, the actual tracking device. Now that's the bulk thing. Now this is an equatorial wedge, which you can easily adjust the latitude with. And this is the counterweight, 1 kilogram. This is the rod which takes the counterweight. What else have we here? I think the rest of it's inside actually. Oh no, this is the fine tuning mounting assembly. What I did, I bought the whole thing because it's almost impossible to get this stuff in Thailand, so I thought it much better just buy the lot. And for the money, all of that for £275 I think is brilliant, and the cost here for this alone was about 350, so you know there's no comparison. And of course you get this super booklet here which is absolutely useless, so it's a lot of trial and error going to have to go on here. Now in addition to all of this, I've had to buy these extras, 4 AA batteries which are tuppence a ton. These are Panasonic. I like Panasonic, they're good. I don't buy cheap in Thailand if I can help it. Now these are 3/8 inch adapters from Small Rig. I think they were about £6 if I remember rightly. I think everything's in there, but I'm not sure, and again it's getting the stuff here in Thailand, so I thought, well, just as well get it all there. Now this is a ball mount which I had to buy because this goes on the top of the this goes on top of the rig here, and then your camera fits on top of this. It's all initially all seems very complicated, but I'll run through it with you later on. Now this is by Sinbitron, £19.99, well, which is 20 quid, isn't it? I don't know why they do that. I think it looks cheaper, but it is by a penny, but it's just, I think it's poor marketing. Anyway, that is a multi thing. I think it's that same unit is under so many different brand names, made in China. Seems okay for what it is, for 20 quid. So that's it, that's my setup. Right, now what's in the main box? Let's have a look at that. There's more goodies in there. If we're allowed to get in there somehow, it must open. Ah, there we are, I think. No, it's this end. There we are. Oh, packaging. Actually, it's very well packed. This is this cardboard stuff you get, biodegradable, which I really like. Especially as it comes from China, I think that's marvellous. Might use that for put seats in and start them off. Now this is the Polarscope Lite, which illuminates the inside of the Polarscope when you're eyeing up with Polaris. Now that is pretty well essential, I think. Now it does come supplied with the battery as well. Little one of these little button batteries. Very good, I think, you know, everything there. I haven't tried to rig it up yet. I should try that later on. And this is some sort of it's here somewhere. I will tell you. It's a 3/8 ball head adapter. So that's to mount the ball head, the standard camera ball head. And then of course we have the main unit, which is heavy. That's got to be a kilogram at least. It's well packaged, everything is well packaged. There we are. See that? I will run through it all with you later on. There, and that looks a solid piece of kit. Very pleased with it. Whether I can get it to work or not is another matter, of course, but there we are. We shall persevere. So there we are. So all of this here, £275, which I think is marvellous. So everything, 275, 285, 290, 290, under £300 a lot, everything. Well pleased. Here's some close-up stills of some of the items in the box and some additional bits and pieces I bought. And as I mentioned earlier, here are the exchange rates. Now the British pound on today, the 22nd of April 2017, it was £1 to 1.28 US dollars. Now the fun begins, putting it all together. This will be the next part of the video, I hope. Now first we'll talk about the equatorial wedge. Now this is a lovely piece of kit. It feels good, it's well machined, you know, I can't really fault it. Now this enables you to set the latitude. You can turn this knob like so, and you can see the ratchet increasing like so. You can see it altering the angle of latitude now. There we are, it does that. And this lever locks it. These two little buttons, or whatever you want to call them on the side, I don't know what they do. And I don't know what this is for here at the moment. I haven't got a clue. Now, you don't need this if you're clever enough, good enough, or you know, just can't be hassled with paying the extra money for this, because I don't know what the extra cost was. It was minimal. You can just use your pan and tilt head on your camera, you know, that's fine. But the thing is, it's not gonna, you're not going to get the latitude accurately. I mean, I'm being a newbie, I really want to get it. I want to get it sorted. I want to get it all right. So, you know, that's fine. So we'll pop that back down here. And here's the main unit. This is the actual tracker. Now that's heavy. That's about a kilogram, I think. Now this cap here pops off, and there we have the polar alignment scope. You know, that looks absolutely beautiful, well machined. It looks, whether it is or not, I don't know, but it looks the part. Let's put it like that. And I'll go into all these calibrations and everything later on when I've sussed them out myself. So we'll put that back on. On the other end we have the opening, which is that is what you actually lines up with Polaris. Now here is the light which assists in the finding. Now I don't know how that works yet. I haven't got a clue. It comes all up in the air. It comes supplied with the button battery as well, which I thought was rather good. I won't put it in yet because you know, I don't know when I'm going to use it. I don't like leaving batteries and equipment when they're not in use. So I'll slip that out for a minute. It's a battery compartment. It's a bit flimsy, really. I mean, what do you expect? I'm not that bothered. I'm not. Having said that, I can't get it off now. Anyway, it is flimsy, believe me. We could all stick an elastic band around there. No problem at all, is it? You know. So we always make sure that the locking nut here is facing forward or upwards, if you like, so that all your gear can't slide off the equatorial mount. That would be a disaster. So let's pop this on and see how we go. quite simple. I don't know if you can see that there. The thread is obvious, and there's an indentation in the base of the unit, and here you've got and here you've got a locking nut. So we'll ease that off just a little bit, and we'll put that there like so, and we'll tighten that up like so. I'm not going to do it all tight because I'm going to repack it after this, I think. And then we make sure that that is sitting in that indentation and tighten that up. Now that is rock solid. That's good. That's just done by hand, nothing special. And we put this like so. So we stand it up. There we are. That's it, dead simple. Well, that bit is anyway. So we tighten that up. The battery case has come off. Now, marvellous, isn't it? So there's 4 AA batteries for that. And yes, it is flimsy. It's not very good. When you consider the rest of it's well made, it's pretty naff, really. Anyway, if that was the only moan, that's the only moan I'll get with this, I'll be well pleased. This is eased off by this rotating thread here. That's a locking thread. I'd better take that out, I suppose, the cap, otherwise I'm going to have a mess up. Now then, 2 ways of doing this. With this method, you use the supplied, what's it called? The supplied ball head adapter. And there you see it has an indentation which goes into the locking screw. So we put that in there. We'll keep the screw a little bit tight so it clicks, and then we're in. That's it. Now we put our ball head on top of that, then our camera. Now the thing is, with this method you've got to line up with Polaris before you put this wedge on, otherwise you won't be able to see through because it's solid. Now I could see a problem there with by the time you get all the rest of your gear on there, you're going to move something and you're not going to be aligned with Polaris. So I think I will use this contraption here, which is the fine tuning mount assembly, because it's slotted here and you can actually see through right the way through. So when you're lining up with Polaris, you can see through right the way through. So I can't see any indentations on that, so not sure about that. Yeah. See here, somehow this can be removed, and there we are. If we remove these 2 Allen nuts, we can take this off, because I don't think I really want that at the moment. That's if you want to put a scope on or an additional camera or something like that. So this Allen key incidentally was supplied, and it does fit. So we'll ease both of those off. I'll try to reduce the weight, you know. I mean, we don't need all this weight. If I was putting a scope on there or 2 cameras, yes, I would probably keep this on, or would I? I don't know. I don't know if I'd use it or not. Well, as you can see now, I've now removed the this mounting. Just put the Allen screws back in there. I probably will never use that, but I have it if I want it. You know, if I do decide to get a small scope or something. Or rig up another camera, which I will do eventually, no doubt. But anyway, that's reduced the weight by probably about half a kilo or 1/3 of a kilo, so that's good. Because although this unit is supposed to take, I forget what it is, it's 5 kilos or whatever, there's no need to unnecessarily overload it. So there we are. Now we can see through there, lining up Polaris, no problem at all. In fact, I can put the cover back on. We attach the weight, adjustable, wherever you want it, 1 kilogram. That is bloody heavy, believe me. And that then screws into the wedge, like so. I'm not going to use this, I mean, but I have it. This is the thing, I have all the gear if needs be. And then that will go into there, like so. Battery cover keeps coming off. I can see I'm annoyed with that. Now that is mega heavy. I mean, I shan't be using the weight, but maybe in the future. Like I say, if I've got all the gear, I've got to hunt around here in Thailand trying finding it. So unscrew that. Now back to basics. You can see, as you can see, I've got the cap on at the moment, the polar alignment, and go straight through this unit. Now let's get on with the ball head. Like I say, this was 20 quid. What it's going to be like, I don't know. Let's have a little test. It's not very big actually. I was hoping for a bigger ball, like a 2-inch, but you know, we'll try it. Seems smooth enough. It works. You've got a level bubble there, level bubble there. There's your plate, quick release plate for your camera. Your camera goes on here. My camera is a 1/4 inch, so I'll be taking that 3/8 adapter off. But anyway, let's screw that on. There we are. Now it is top heavy because it needs to go, that cover is going to annoy me. Oh, I need to tighten a screw up in there, which I should have done before, but anyway, it gives you the general gist of things. So there we are, that's it, simple. Your camera goes on here, it can go any angle you want, that turns any angle you want. Really, you know, that's it, that's simple, isn't it? That's it. I'm well pleased with that. I will rig it up later on the tripod to show you what it looks like, but the rest of the stuff I'm not going to be using. I'm not going to put the batteries in again because you know, until I actually use it, I'm not going to rig it all up completely. Now the only other thing I've got to do now is check for calibration, which I should do probably this afternoon. But for the time being, I could murder a cup of tea. I'm off the beer at the moment, so it looks like a nice cup of spicy tea. Anyway folks, that's it. That's what you get. I'm well pleased with that. That looks good. Oh, I'm really looking forward to messing around with it. Even though there's so much light pollution here in Thailand, it's unbelievable. But I'll find somewhere. Well, that's all for now, folks. Just giving you a quick rundown of the product. I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm really pleased with it. I think it's fantastic for the money. How it works, if I can get it to work. I'm not very good at electronics, I'm afraid. Anyway, we shall see. So this will be video part 1, I guess, and part 2, which I should do next, hopefully this afternoon, will be on the calibration to see if it's calibrated properly or not. And that looks quite complicated, so it could be all sorts of fun. Okay, so till the next time, bye. Before I go, I'd just like to mention something else. If you're interested in sort of video equipment and all this sort of electronic gear for cameras, etc., perhaps you'd like to see my video on the Boya Lavalier wireless mic. This is the one I'm using here on this video. I think it's great for the money. I forget what I paid for it. 45 quid, 40 quid or something like that. That's pounds, that is, English pounds. So anyway, just thought I'd mention it, and I'll put a little thing, a little icon or something in the bottom right hand corner of this video so you can click straight to that video if you want to. Okay, bye, till next time.